Hey, it's Maximo and welcome to Maximo's Travels. In this video, we'll be taking a short day trip from Merimbula and visiting Bega and Tathra on the New South Wales south coast. In Bega, we'll be visiting the Bega Cheese Heritage Centre and then driving to Tathra and checking out its historic wharf, the Tathra Headland Lookout, and having a brilliant lunch at the Tathra Hotel. What a truly magical part of the world this is. Join us as we explore New South Wales' southern Sapphire coast. A couple of days into our trip to Merimbula, we went on a short day trip. By short, I mean it was around about a total distance of 80 kilometres and an hour and 15 minutes of driving. Firstly, we went to Bega, a 25-minute and 33-kilometre drive from Merimbula. We visited the Bega cheese factory and museum there and then drove 18 kilometres and 20 minutes to the beautiful seaside village of Tathra. From there, we drove around 28 kilometres and 30 minutes back to Merimbula.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Our first stop of the trip was the Bega Cheese Heritage Centre. It was pretty busy when we got there and the car park was almost full. The Heritage Centre is in a quaint, old, historic building located on the grounds of a huge cheese factory. Downstairs there's a cafe and a small shop selling, fairly commercial varieties of Bega cheese, and upstairs is a museum. There was a huge line waiting to get into the cafe, so we didn't bother with that. We went upstairs to the museum, the History of Dairy Museum and Spotted Cow Gallery. The upstairs museum was relatively small. It did jam quite a few artifacts relating to the history of the Bega Cheese Company producing milk and dairy and cheese in the area, as well as some of the old machines used in the process. Unfortunately, there was very little information about the cheese making process or the history, and what information there was so small you couldn't read it. There were quite a few full-size models of cows, spotted cows, hence the name of the museum, I guess. And to tell you the truth, I was a little bit underwhelmed by the whole museum and cheese factory experience. You weren't able to do a tour of the cheese factory or learn anything more about the history than little plaques on the walls scattered about the museum. A small gift shop was located upstairs as well. It appeared that this was unrelated to the museum. The downstairs restaurant did have a lot of seats, but there was quite a big queue of people waiting to order. I'm not sure what was happening. I think they were overwhelmed by the number of people in the area. Also, there was a small cafe that sold mostly commercial varieties of cheeses that you could buy in any supermarket in Australia. I was expecting some different varieties of cheeses that were special or unique to this establishment, but we were disappointed in that respect. Overall, I think I was underwhelmed and slightly disappointed with my experience at the historical centre. I wouldn't go out of my way to come here if I were you. We spent a little bit of time wandering through the streets of Bega before moving to our next destination, Tathra. Tathra was a short 20-minute and 18-kilometre drive away from Bega. Tathra is a small town of about 1,700 people. It was founded in the early 1860s. We parked our car near the Tathra Hotel and decided to go for a bit of a walk around the area. The car park and the hotel sit high on a headland and it provides stunning views of the Pacific Ocean and the sparkling Sapphire coast. We walked down a very well-maintained path and quite a few wooden steps to reach the lower reaches of the beach area. We walked down to the Tathra Wharf, a listed historical property that was built in the early 1860s. Now it features a museum and a restaurant. Unfortunately, it was closed the day we visited. We were, however, entertained by a whole bunch of people scuba diving just off the wharf and on the rocks below. It was actually mesmerizing to watch them get in the water and start swimming away. And we were really able to see the sapphire waters of the coast from this location. We finished at the wharf and walked a couple of 100 metres to the Tathra Headland Lookout. We finished our walk and decided to have lunch in the historic Tathra Hotel, built in the late 1880s. So the IPA, Pale Ale, the bitter and the stout. So Joe, we've come to the Tathra pub and we've ordered some lunch.
Yep.
And we've got a paddle of the local beers. It's in a fish-shaped paddle, all right on the coast.
Yeah.
So it's very appropriate. Now the first one we're going to try is the Pale Ale. Want to go first?
Well, it looks like it.
It smells sweet. Quite nice.
I can't wait for you to try them all before I try them.
That's quite nice.
It takes too long.
Oh, sorry.
Keep going.
Okay, well that's a nice, pleasant sort of sweetish, isn't it? This is the IPA.
Do you like an IPA?
I do like an IPA. It's nice. Oh, sorry, it's nice.
Oh, good. Pleased for you.
So, did you like the IPA? It's quite nice.
Having a second one?
I like that.
I need to taste them in quicker succession to get the
I'm
difference.
sorry. The third one is the Wisdom Bitter.
A local one?
It is, and it's probably like more a German style. Not much of a smell. That's the best so far.
Oh, main calamari.
Oh, thank you very much.
And this is my curry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our food has arrived, so we better be quick about
That was
the
quick.
beer tasting. And the last one is a stout. It's probably my least favourite. I reckon the bitter is the best. What do you think?
Tastes a bit like coffee.
Coffee? Alright. Well, our dinner's arrived, so let's get stuck into it, Joe.
Okay, yes.
Yes. That's my calamari. Very, very nice. Natural vegetable, Sri Lankan vegetable curry. We had an absolutely fantastic dining experience at the Tathra Hotel. It's situated right on top of the headland with excellent views of the Pacific Ocean. It's a nice, modern, clean, efficient hotel with excellent service and even better locally made beers. The food was absolutely fantastic and very flavourful. It was delivered in record time and the beer was really, really nice. They have their own brewery on site. You can tell a lot of money's been ploughed into this hotel, and the ambience, views and the vibe were absolutely fantastic. I'd highly recommend anyone to come here for a meal or a drink. We sat on the veranda outside and it was a superb spot to have lunch on a coolish summer's day. After our lunch, we hopped back in the car for the half-an-hour return journey to Merimbula. I do hope you've liked this video. If so, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Hit that notify bell so you'll never miss another upcoming video. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying me a coffee or hit that super thanks button. Until next time, you take care and bye now.